I am, for those of you who don't know me, which most of you do because you're all senior parents and families, so you've been here for a while. My name is Sarah O'Mara, and I'm the orchestra director here at Skyview High School and over at Alki Middle School, and I'm so excited that we're able to do a live performance tonight. As you probably can imagine, we've had some challenges this year. And I have to say that your students have done a fantastic job in just dealing with all of the changes that we have had. And I am very honestly glad that I get to be a string teacher, or I am a string teacher this year, because I know that we're very safe with our masks and everything. And plus, as the kids will tell you, I'm a big stickler about safety. Yeah, so I've been doing everything I can to keep your kiddos safe. I'm very excited. We have a short program tonight. As per guidelines, we're supposed to be out of here within like about 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm going to stick with that. We're going to show you some of the things that we've been working on in class. We have been working on lots of other things, but we just kind of picked a couple of things to showcase. The group in front of you is the concert orchestra, and due to the fun scheduling changes this year, I have been double booked at both schools. So I have overlapping classes, so I get to run back and forth on certain days, which is fun. And because of that, my admin were gracious enough to bring in my colleague, Anne Medellin, who has been helping me teach the concert orchestra. I'm very lucky to have the support of our admin because they understood that we needed a string person in here if I couldn't be here for the entire class to work with them. So they brought her in to help out, and so she's going to conduct the first piece. So I'd like to introduce, she'll kind of introduce herself, but I would like to introduce Anne Medellin to the stage.
Well, it's a pleasure to be teaching with Sarah O'Mara and the freshmen. I am a long-time music teacher of the Vancouver Public Schools in multiple capacities, so it's a true pleasure to be offering instruction here. So we're going to open up with Dance Scenario, followed by Dance Infernal. Enjoy.
Oh, thanks. they're gonna file off this way. Remember to socially distance while you sit, okay? That's a phrase I hope I never have to say again after this is all over. We're gonna do a quick wipe down clean. I've got a couple parents that are gonna come in and do that. This is also an exercise that we do after every class, as we wipe down our stands, we wipe down our chairs to make sure everything is clean and sanitized for the next group, because I'm very picky about stuff like that. And as soon as they're done cleaning, I'm gonna invite my next group up here. But so as you probably noticed, we had some chamber kids up here. I'm very big on the Big Buddy program, and we haven't been able to do much of that this year considering our schedules and smaller pods that we've been having. But as you're listening to this, you can see the kind of work that these kids have been doing. Half the time they're online, half the time they're in person. And it's, except for these kiddos, they got to come together twice a week. I see them now twice a week with our new schedule because they're freshmen. I have to say, guys, it's been a really challenging year. And I'm sad that I'm live streaming this concert. There's obviously more family and friends that would have loved to come and be here live, but unfortunately, it's difficult to do that and try to keep everybody safe in what we're doing right now. But I'm very proud of how well these kids stuck with it. I think for a lot of us, it was what kind of kept us going this year. I know for me, it was these kids that really, really kept things, kept me focused and kept me, they know how bad I am at technology. This year has been a huge learning curve for me alone. I mean, my technology is hundreds of years old. That's what we play on. This is my technology up here. Anything newer than that, I struggle with, and the kids know that about me, and they've been very patient as I've been trying these things, and they've seen me wanting to, I say it a lot, throw my computer across the room. But they have really just really stepped up their game this year, and it's been hard. And having the motivation to play just online has been difficult. But we're there for each other. We try to be there. We listen. We have our moments. We have our cranky time where we talk about it. We talk it out. We make it work, and then I make them play a lot. As you can hear, we're doing a good job. Considering what's been going on, we're doing a good job. All right, Symphonic coming up. So Symphonic's going to play one piece for you today. They're also in the process of learning our gig book, because my hope is that we hit the ground running next year and we are starting gigs. We're out in the community. We're going to learn the winter gig book in June, because nothing says 85-degree weather like Jingle Bells. So that way they are ready to go, because that's something that we would have normally done in the fall. But with not having in-person orchestra in the fall, they have been working on that now. So we're going to just play one piece for you tonight, even though I think some of them did want to play Cakewalk, but I told them that I know my chamber kids do, but we're going to play just one piece. It's called To Tame the Raging Rapids. And, the older groups only get to see me once a week for 95 minutes. So I really they were sore after the first few weeks of playing 95 minutes straight, but because I don't believe in breaks. But they've been working really hard. This piece is tricky, and they've only really had a couple of after-school pods together to practice it. So I'm pleased with them. Jared, why don't you go grab a rock stop? They're over there, okay? So this is a new group together too. We haven't, they haven't. That's the thing that's been hard this year, is that we have new groups, new people together that hadn't played before, and we just kind of started working on this stuff. So really proud of them, and I hope you guys enjoy. Short and sweet, I know, but in order to not have our concert go for 4 hours like sometimes they do. Yes, thank you, Sai. Just kind of giving you a snippet of what we've been working on. Really love how each of these kids have been working, and I've told them they've become more and more like a soloist this year, because sometimes our pods are only 4 or 5 kids, and sometimes it's just 1 to a part. So they've been learning skills like how to play in a quartet, quintet, octet type of situation. And for some kiddos, that was kind of tricky because they're being heard. But I think in the long run, it's made them all better leaders, stronger players, and which is what we need as we're growing, especially for my symphonic kids moving into chamber, and my concert kids moving into symphonic. It's really important for them to get those skills, so when we do gigs and things like that. So we're just doing another quick wipe down here, really, again, safety first. Chamber is going to be playing 2 short movements of the Capriole Suite. We have been working on the entire piece, but we're only going to do the first 2 movements for you guys. And then we've got music from Hamilton, because it's been one of those years that we need some fun, happy stuff. We've also been working on the gig book, and of course they also want to play Cakewalk, but I said no. Now, what I love about this group is I'm very sad that we weren't able to do our trip this year. So sad for so many reasons. I was sad that we couldn't do it last year. I was sad that we couldn't do it this year, our trip to Disneyland. And because this group of kids, not only are they super talented, but they're just the nicest group of kids. I mean, you're all nice, but I'm just saying, like, they love each other so much. In fact, I'm constantly like, social distance, because they just want to like play duets together, and they just want to hang out and talk and be with each other. And they were so upset when they were only able to come, once a week. So having the after-school pods have been really helpful, because they are, and it's funny because there's definitely one pod that's a lot more quiet than the other pod. Yeah, Pod A is very quiet, get to the point. Pod B, the kids that are on the Zoom, they're like, we can't hear anything ever because they won't stop talking, bases. But again, they love each other and they're just so much fun. And I'm so glad that we get to have a concert together so that they can showcase what they've been working on, but also just who they are, because we are going to be so sad to see our seniors go. But we'll get to that later. Chamber, why don't you come on up? I will also say that senioritis did kick in, even though I thought it might be different with COVID. I thought maybe this is the year that senioritis doesn't kick in. Oh, it did. But you know what's so great is that I have kids, because they're all friends, they'll like FaceTime each other if somebody's supposed to be in the class and they're not in the class. And I've busted a couple of kids because they'll answer being like, oh, hey, it's my friend FaceTiming me. And they totally get busted because instead of the friend being on there, it's me in the middle of class being like, hey, where are you? How come you're not in class today? I thought it was in the other pod. So, yeah. He's ignoring it. Okay, Victoria, do you want to stand? In tune? This is our concertmaster, Victoria Stefaniuk. Here, please give her a round of applause as she tunes the orchestra. I am also a little out of practice on what we do, plus I don't have Mr. Denton here, who's normally our MC, so that makes it harder for me. Okay, go ahead, Victoria. considering we're in the age of COVID. Can we have just another round of applause for all three groups who performed tonight? I'm so very proud of them. So, you know, one of the things that I think about with these kids is that, you know, they take to the stage so well, because really this is the first time that we've done a performance in a very, very long time. And the fact that they're just able to get up here, all three groups, and just turn it on performance mode like that is incredible, and I'm very proud. And for my concert kids, this is the first time they've done a concert here ever. So the fact that they're able to do this is incredible. Now, here comes the worst part of my job, is saying goodbye to my seniors. I know. All right, can I please have all my seniors, because I have one out here too, come and social distance, please, in the front of the stage. Down here, on the floor. I have a lot of seniors this year. Not as many as last year, but I still have a lot of seniors. So, yeah, if you can just bring this over by me. Okay, thank you. All right, so seniors, why don't you line up over here? I'm gonna come down to the floor. Can you all still see me if I go to the floor? All right, so, to a senior class that we have had a really ridiculous, you guys maybe come over a little bit on this side too, you know, kind of spread around or whatever. Stop looking, stop looking. I know what you're doing. Stop looking. Okay. So, okay, good. Hannah's here. All right, yeah, keep going. Just keep going. It's all right. It's okay. Oh, okay. All right. So, I have had a lot of seniors in my, 8 groups of them, actually, because this is my 8th year here. And I have to say, I don't know that, I'd like to think that all my seniors, especially since I have one past senior, Douglas, in the audience. You would have been great at COVID, Douglas, I know it. But these kids, they did it with such, this is their senior year. And they did this year with such grace and humility, and I'm really, really proud of these kids. Each and every one of them are special in their own wonderful way. Molly here, who just, back to when she got a bee caught in her hair when you were, 8th grade, 7th grade? That was a fun day for me, trying to get that bee out of her hair, but just a constant, wonderful leader. George, when he was in 6th grade, I thought for sure he was lying to me when he was talking about a frog in the room. I was in the middle of class, and I thought he was talking about his bow, and George is wonderful, but he was definitely a kid that had his, he had a great imagination. Sometimes you just didn't know where George went. And he brought up a frog, and lo and behold, as I was kind of telling him to be quiet, I saw a frog jumping in the background. And he was right, there was a frog in my room. So that was an awesome day. Then we have Kavika, who's always arguing with Brooke here. They have this beautiful moment here, but Kavika is one of those kids that showed up into my class, and I was like, who's this kid? And he just got everything right from the get-go. He's just one of those awesome players. So we appreciate him, and we'll miss him. Maria, wonderful. She has been such a leader and a help with my Alki kids over the years. Just the nicest kid. If anybody ever needed anything and they were afraid to ask me, they went to Maria. And let's talk about Brooke. Brooke is my kid that argues with me every single day. She keeps me on my toes. She, she always has something to say. And sometimes I'm like, how is it that you have anything to say? I just saw you a minute ago, but nope, she always has something to say. She has really been the leader that we needed in Second Violence this year. She has just been awesome and playing and at every rehearsal, even when she got really badly burned from a camping trip. Or beach, I'm not sure where she was, but man, she still came and played. So I'm really proud of her. And then there's Naomi, another kid that just showed up out of the blue, and I have her younger sister, and she's always yelling at her younger sister to play louder, which I appreciate, thank you. And she's one of those kids that also can just play everything. You're like, where did you go? Where did you come from? She's awesome, and I'm gonna miss her so much, her sound. She's just a wonderful kid, and I know that you'll be back to see your sister's performances because I'm never letting her go either. Hannah is another one of those kids. I haven't had Hannah for 4 years. Hannah came in, were you a sophomore when you came in? Junior. She came in as a junior, and I remember when I heard her first playing test, And I thought, man, where has she been? Because she just grew and is a fabulous player. And she's so quiet, but she gets everything right all the time. And she is dedicated to the program, and she's on every single Zoom in the early morning, and because Symphonic meets at 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the morning, and so they're half dead. But she's there on Zoom, and I appreciate her for that, and you will be missed. Ryan and I have some video games to do. These guys kind of are a pair, these two, Ryan and Vlad. Ryan also always has something to say to me, especially when I'm commenting on his posture. He looks at me and he's like, I'm getting all the notes right. What's the problem? And I'm like, okay, well, the problem is that you're sitting back and you look like you're watching a football game. But I'm not, Miss O'Mara, I'm not. And they like to play Smash Bros a lot, which is funny because we like to make fun of Vlad for always losing, even though he might say that he doesn't lose, but we think he does. Vlad is one of those kids that came to me, he started as a freshman. And he took it upon himself to practice and come and practice by himself. He did an independent study, and then he had some scheduling issues last year and a little bit at the end of the year before, and he came on his own to work outside if class wasn't meeting. So I'm very proud of him that he made it all the way to the top here. Good job, kiddo. Really proud of you. Victoria has been a phenomenal player since the beginning at Alki. She's always practiced. She's always been on top of things. She's always, when I've needed help, she'll go and she'll take the kids out and help them with whatever they need. She puts fingerings in for me. She's fabulous. And I have her brother still, so I know I'll still be seeing her. I had her older sister who just got married. And so I'm very proud and happy that I get to keep with this family with me. And I'm so excited to see what you do next. You'll be the next one to get married there, right? And then there's Blair. So that joke that I was making about the FaceTime thing, was this kid. That's right, Blair. He's such a good kid. He's a phenomenal player, funny, keeps this guy in line right here. Yeah, he would disagree. The faces are laughing. It goes both ways, that's true. They're wonderful player from the get-go. He's always been there. He's helped with Alki as well. He comes back and he does. It's kind of amazing to me that this group is graduating because these kids are my second group that I started my second year teaching as sixth graders. So they've been in the program forever. And it's gonna be really hard to say goodbye to you guys because I'm not used to not having you around. So, but yeah, he's gonna go off and do amazing things and I can't wait to hear about that. And then there's Devin. Devin, I've got his little brother too, so I know I'll be seeing these guys around for a little bit longer. Devin is a phenomenal bass player. He just took off. He actually started in sixth grade with two other bass players, two girls. And he was the only one that was focused back there. And I was really proud of him. He was the only one that ever got all the notes right. And I just knew from the beginning that when he just picked up the bass and just seemed to be able to figure it out, that he was gonna go far with it. And he's an incredible player, and I'm excited for your next bit of journey. You're gonna keep playing even if you're on a boat. Yeah, okay, we talked about that. And then we got William here. I'm vaccinated, William, it's okay. William, I was just, talking to his mom about this, it's hard for me because here I thought, I got his brother Douglas, and then William showed up, and I was like, oh, thank goodness, I don't have to say goodbye to the family yet, right? And now 4 years have gone by, and I can't believe that. William is my bass player that he plays just like Devin. He plays with all the beginners. He's there to help whenever I'm like, I need a bass player. He's right there whenever, Mr. Denton needs a bass player. Whenever anybody needs a bass player, he steps up to help, and he's been playing in the MYS Symphony, same with Devin. They got to tour Italy. They got to do all this fun stuff before things shut down, so I'm very happy about that. Just a genuinely nice kid, and I'm going to miss him a lot, and his family. So Lisa always is the one that she knows when I have that's his mom, that knows I have a bad week. There's always Starbucks cards in my box, which is great for a little caffeine pick-me-up. So yeah, I'm gonna miss having him around. The basses are always the funniest group back there. And Eva keeps them in line is what she does. She keeps them in line. She's the quiet one, but these guys, I know Sai's gonna miss you too. They're both gonna miss you because you guys are your own little unit. So, okay, so I made it through without crying. That's a good thing. I'm really dehydrated. I think that's why. So as per tradition, each of my seniors gets a mug that they all signed. And when I say they all signed, a lot of them weren't there that day. So Brooke signed a lot of their names. And they get a medal that they get to wear at graduation. And then the kids vote for senior awards. We have 2 that the kids voted for most outstanding, 2 for most inspirational, and then I give out 2 director or conductor awards. So I want to start with the most outstanding. The kids voted this year most outstanding in chamber orchestra to Brooke Bentley. And then most outstanding to William Graham. Okay, most inspirational to George Losey. Where is George? And most inspirational to Molly Flynn. And then I have 2 awards for myself, conductor awards, that I'd like to give to 2 students who have bailed me out of so many things and are just wonderful, wonderful people. I love all my seniors, but they have given back to the community quite often, and so I would like to give this to Victoria Stefaniuk. And Devin McClydis. All right, and now it's my honor to give them each their medals for participating in orchestra. So if you guys want to take your photos and stuff as I do that, that would be awesome. I'm just going to do this really fast. Well, can you play some music so it's not weird?
I'll start my Smash Mouth.
Okay, just some There it is. Yeah. Nothing like a little jazz at an orchestra concert. That's okay. All right, so here's the class of 2021, you guys. Okay, well, I'd like to thank you guys for coming out. And again, I wish I could have had more people in the room, but safety. But I am glad we were able to do a live concert for you guys this year. I hope you all get home safely. I'm gonna have the audience, you guys are gonna go first out the same door that you came in, and then the musicians will be following you shortly after because they're going to pack up their stuff, help me strike the stage, and so they'll meet you out there in a minute, okay? Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it. It was wonderful sharing music with you. Have a great night.